We are live.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the newest episode of The Rec Room. The Rec Room. Just as smooth as a Brazilian wax, but half the hair pulling.
Oh.
And we're doing a special...
That was all right.
Maybe not my best, but, you know, it's okay. It's a Just the Boys episode. You're allowed to bust my balls on
The
some
delivery
stuff.
can use some work.
All
Just
right.
the boys.
So
Bald vaginas.
Who we got around the table here, Sunshine?
We got the whole crew finally for the first one in quite a while.
First
it's
one
been
we
a
have.
while.
First one actually that we have all the.
We
crew
got
here.
channeling his inner Kyle, is Mr. Chase Barraza, with some
shed those.
Macho Man Randy Savage glasses
Yeah,
on there.
those go good with that monster.
Just
Yeah.
fantastic. Just came out of the bathroom from punching a hole in Josh's drywall.
Take it
Sponsored
easy
by
on the drywall,
Doucher
please.
Us. Turns out he can't patch that hole either.
And we got Mr. Mike
By the
Pasca
way,
in for two in a row.
Two in a row.
We're getting on a real streak here.
2 for 2.
And of course, we got Josh Massier,
I'm
the
all
guy
here.
who provides all the color
my
in the background
The
here.
studio.
my 50 square foot studio.
Hey, man.
And,
It's
We're getting that rarefied air. Look, it's got a pretty big screen. I
forever
mean,
known
that's
as
something.
Studio A. Still,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
Also,
better, it's
Pit-
better than the old lounge, one
if
could say.
Pit Viper and Monster want to sponsor us, that'd
Hey,
be
there you
great.
go. That's a good
I only
idea.
drink
Product
3
placement.
of these a day.
And Coca-Cola as well.
Also, if
Sponsor
Ken Rock could sponsor Josh's bathroom wall, that would be splendid.
Holy fuck!
And of course, I'm Steven Sunshine Spock, and we're doing a sports episode of the Rec Room here, focusing on sports. And First Blood is going to be kind of a hot topic. I know it's going to piss a lot of us off. The COVID passport at the Riders games.
Boo.
How do you guys feel about that? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? We're starting off with Josh. He probably won't hit anybody.
How do I put this?
That's what we're asking.
That's a Subaru
English
driving
to
by.
words.
If you guys heard that, I don't really care myself, honestly.
Why? Why not?
It just I got bigger things to worry about.
Fair enough.
For the most part, I don't like the fact that COVID passports are a thing. I think it definitely infringes on our rights and freedoms of the country. It's there's so many arguments about it on social media. It's like,
Yeah. Oh,
well,
God.
do you have an HIV, or do you have this, or do you have that, or did you get shots for any of that shit? And I'm just like,
You can get shots for HIV now.
yeah, actually,
They got a vaccine for that one?
One shot, and that's how you get it.
actually, they.
I see what
I
you did
think
there.
they are making a shot for HIV.
Well, I know there are drugs for. I was just joking around.
But stuff like that, like, do you have a history of having stuff like that? It's like, do you have a history of COVID and stuff like that? Is your personal medical information. And
Yeah.
I think that is a privacy thing. It goes against our privacy rights.
That's a very fair point. Chase,
Give her up.
what
Kyle.
do you feel? Yeah,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Someone-
You're putting the glasses on. We're gonna hear a
Say-
strong opinion
Say
here.
goodbye to this table.
Devil's potato time. I'm for it.
This table's getting.
Chase is for. Why are you for it?
I'm
what,
for it,
What is it
but-
about it that makes you happy?
It's not in the way you think that I would be for it.
Okay.
It's not because I think everyone should be vaccinated. I'm gonna fucking we're gonna shed that.
Yeah,
right?
You can only be Kyle for so long.
You can only be
Fucking
polarized
gives-
for
gives
so
me a
long.
headache. The only reason I say, yeah, it's a good thing is, I understand people are mad. I understand people are mad that, I can't go to a Rider game because I don't have my shot. You can go and get a negative test and still go to the Rider game. But people are mad at that too. Here's the thing. It's not, people are, well, I don't want to get the shot because that's my personal choice. That's fine. That is your personal choice. And their other argument is, well, just because you have the vaccine doesn't mean that you're immune to it. You can still carry it and still pass it on. That's exactly why. So passing it on to somebody who doesn't have the shot, yeah, that's your personal choice if you want to get COVID or not. That's not the point. It's the point of overwhelming our ICUs because you're stubborn and you don't want to get the shot. That is your choice, 100%. But when you start packing that many people into a space, your chances of catching the virus are higher. It's not a guarantee that you're going to get it.
Keep
it's
in
higher.
mind,
And if you-
99% mortality rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's killing
absolutely.
everybody.
But at the same time, you talk to nurses, they're getting tired of people sitting on their deathbed still saying COVID's a fucking hoax. People that are, their lungs are just giving out.
Yes.
They're intubated. They're, taking their dying breaths because they're stubborn.
Yes.
So that's my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. Roast me if you want. Don't give a shit.
Okay. No, we'll definitely get a roaster. But first, we're going to get Mike's take on this, and then we're going to make fun of you and your personal opinions.
And then 45 minutes of shit talking, Kyle.
Careful, he does have a fully loaded monster.
Fuck you up.
I guess I'm going home.
I'm just
early.
saying, man. Wait till that thing's empty and he can't hit you with it.
Yeah, that's true. I don't really know where I'm at with it.
It's kind of a neutral point for you.
God, yeah, I'm not. I go to one
Chase.
game a year, maybe. So does it bother me? No. Does it?
Well, how about
I'm vaccinated. My reasoning behind doing it is, whatever. I want to be able to travel, and if that's the way I have to, I'm going to be allowed to leave fucking when it's -50 out. Great, but do I need to have a vaccine to go watch a hockey game or a football game? I don't know where I stand on that. I don't fully
fair.
agree with it, but I get where Chase is coming from. I get where Josh is coming from. Is COVID's not going anywhere.
no?
You
It's
know,
going to
right?
be here forever.
And now they're talking booster shots and this and that and whatever. Whatever, fuck it, I don't know. I have my card and I mixed my shots up a little bit.
Oh, did you?
Little Pfizer, little Moderna.
You got a little yin
I
and
did
yang.
the same thing.
Nothing's happened to me. And the worst of it I had was a sore arm, so whatever. Fuck it, I'll go to a Rider game.
Say that to my drywall in the bathroom.
Yeah, well, that's what someone said to your drywall. Now you have a sunroom in your spare bedroom. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I'm honestly at with it. Like, you see every Canadian so far that I've seen, like the Oilers are doing it now. I think Edmonton, the Eskimos or the
I got
Elks.
my rider pass right there.
There you go.
I don't even know where mine
I think
is.
most of them are doing it. I think the States is taking a little less willy-nilly approach to this. But
Yeah.
whatever. It is what it is. And do I think it's infringing on rights and freedoms? Truthfully, I think there's a lot bigger fish to fry right now than, getting a fucking needle in your arm and,
Yeah, that's
But
where-
what
that's
about
where
the
I'm at.
microchips? I mean,
Dude, I got so much good Wi-Fi now.
So the big thing too is you see social media always blow up on this, but it's always, if you look at the comments, like who's the big guy on Leader Post that puts all those posts up? Rob Vanstone? No, Murray Mandrick.
Never heard of him.
One of the two. And anything that is like remotely nothing to do with vaccination or anything like that, he just attacks it in every article he reads. And then also in the comment section, you see the comments blow the fuck up, but it's always the same people. It's, in my head, that being that means that there's only like a vast majority of people who actually give a shit. The rest of us really are just like, okay, we got our lives to live. Like, let's just get this fucking shit over with.
and the shitty thing about that is you go on social media and like you said, it's the same people over and over and over, which makes it look like there's a lot more people that are trying to fight this
Yeah.
than there actually is. There's not many people that are diehard anti-vaxxers saying, nope, don't get this, it's fucking some conspiracy bullshit. What if it's a conspiracy the other way? What if you don't get it, you die?
Yeah.
I
Have you thought of
highly
it that
doubt
way?
Well,
I highly doubt that, but yeah.
Birds are fake.
Yeah,
Birds, yeah, birds don't
Birds are a
exist.
government
no.
conspiracy and fucking we have microchips in our arm. If the
really
government will,
I'm really sick of those little drones waking me up at 5 a.m. with their damn chirping. Batteries must be low or
If
something.
you're gonna come this early, at least bring a coffee. you
yeah,
know?
exactly.
I love it because I watched a video the other day, and it was this retired army vet down in the States saying, how the fuck are they going to put a microchip in you to track you? We were over in Afghanistan, and we were almost getting bombed by our own guys because our fucking military-grade GPS tracking devices didn't fucking work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's...
I think there's the majority of people think that there is a lot more higher up technology in the world than there actually is.
Oh, well, there is stuff that
aliens.
they. I think we
But
can all
aliens
agree.
are way more advanced than we are.
Yes, they are. Obviously, I mean it's been proven. Star Trek.
Did you know that you can be tracked by your tattoo ink?
Yes. Yes.
I think
Like that-
like,
that's
with
just
what
as
Josh is saying, like, I think if you go on social media and you look at it, it's there. People are either super extreme against it or super extreme for it. There's nobody just
Yeah.
You never see the the guy just walking down the middle of the fuck it line. It's like, whatever. It's
But
There
I
is-
think the reason for that, though, is because I kind of am one of those people. Like, I'm not for it. I don't think it's a hoax. I don't have the vaccine. I don't plan on getting it. But I got no problem if people want it, and I believe the thing exists. I don't think it's a tracking thing. I mean, they track us with our fucking phones. You think they need a microchip in your fucking body?
That
But I think the reason you don't see that is because people who don't give a shit one way or the other don't need to be on Facebook validating their opinion every fucking 3
I
seconds.
can't count the amount of times that I've typed out some rebuttal to some ass clown that's made some just outlandish
Oh, yeah.
comment.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I type it all out. It's
the
And I
Illuminati.
just delete it all. I'm like, it's not worth it.
And now-
And I'm the same way. I get there and I write like this paragraph long, like fuck you to somebody. Then I go to hit send. It's like you're banned from Facebook currently.
Congratulations on your
But
3 days.
there's like, now, do you guys think it's there's actually like, you know how there's so many people argue on social media where it's like one extreme or the other extreme. There is no, like you guys said, there is no in between. Now, do you think that the in between crowd just doesn't bother even commenting?
No,
because
the
they don't give a
in-between
shit?
the
Or do you
in-between
think-
crowds at fucking work every day
Yeah,
That's fair.
doing
The
shit.
in-between crowd doesn't give a shit what it's basically like anytime I've had a friend, like you said, write a fucking 6-page essay on why this guy's points are all stupid and you're just ready to put it on, I just look at it and I always say, whoever convinced anybody inside the comments section to go to the other side?
Yeah.
You know? You're fighting with somebody who had nothing better to do in their day but write a diatribe on somebody's post about how COVID's tracking us with chips or how not getting it, you know, endangers the lives of millions. They're going to the extreme. They're making outlandish claims, and they're just that's what they want is to complain online. The people who don't care either way are just they look at it and they go, scroll
I
past.
saw a guy
Scroll past, you know?
actually, as a woman on, I think it was on Global's Facebook page, and I never said anything, but I just sat there after I read her comment, scratching my head on how fucking dumb is somebody. And she's like, if you don't get vaccinated, you should be charged with murder.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah, man.
That sounds about
There's-
right for the stupidity meter.
There's
Oh, my
so
God.
so many extreme things going on social media. Like social media is like
It's
I
a
have
cancer to the world,
I actually
is
have a
what it
book
is.
here called The Social Organism, and it's a book that reads about how social media is actually like literally a living, breathing organism, and the power that social media actually has. Like it completely like gets people more worked up than they actually need to be in so
Well,
many
and
different
here's-
aspects.
Here's the problem with it is you can't kill it anymore.
No.
It's around forever now, but it's given every person in the world a voice, and some of those people don't deserve it.
Like 15 or
No.
what is it, 16 years ago? Or how long has Facebook been around? Since
2007.
07,
Okay, so
Yeah.
15 years ago, you could have just have an opinion and
That's when Zuckerberg
That
was
was
still
it.
human.
And
Yeah,
you know
it
what?
died inside of your social circle.
inside
It
a
didn't have
coffee
to
room.
reach.
But now Trudy from Dallas can read your comment and tell you how fucking stupid
And-
you are because Trudy's got nothing better
You
to
guys,
do.
you guys remember life before social media?
Yes.
And like how like you actually had to like go pick up.
Do you remember
somebody
when
or call
the phone
somebody
would
from
ring?
the phone, and
Yeah.
you only could walk 10 steps with it because the cord would get
Do you
stuck?
remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember,
remember when-
MySpace? And
No.
it was like you had your top 5 friends.
I never
and
had
that-
MySpace.
I had
Really?
ICQ.
No, never did.
Uh-oh.
You know-
MSN Messenger.
The
I had that
MSN
too.
Messenger, yes. But the thing I miss is when. Do you remember when people couldn't get a hold of you?
Yeah, that was
When you
Yeah.
just couldn't be reached.
do you
And
remember?
did-
Do you remember being young and
Yes.
calling your friend over and over and over?
Yeah,
and over
just
and
to
over
see.
and over and
Like,
over?
well, it's been 5 minutes. Maybe he's home now. Yeah.
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 every 30 seconds.
or
if you
your,
really had
your
to get
parents
a
were
hold.
too cheap to get call waiting.
Yeah.
So
But now, remember when you got like nobody had these giant big spats all the time and stuff like that. But now social media's around. Everybody is like, yo, you
I
said
think
this on
everybody's
Facebook.
level
You
of
posted
stress
this
is
about
higher
me. You
because
said
of
that.
social
Oh,
media. I would
absolutely.
say.
Well, it's because you have a bigger pool of idiots to argue with now.
Well, it's just
So,
people. Everybody has an opinion, and everybody has something to say. But we've gone and taught people how you're a unique snowflake. Nobody taught these people. Sometimes your opinion doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Have you guys
just
ever-
keep it to yourself or realize
And
nobody gives a shit.
sometimes you're wrong.
Yes.
Aside from being in Facebook jail, which one of us actually has a very good experience in,
Yeah. Mike's done some hard time.
Just waiting
you
for
guys
my
ever-
tattoo.
You're like
guy.
the leader of a gang at this point.
Yeah, I'm
You're
a shot
made man
caller.
inside.
I'm a shot caller.
That's why he has the titties on his arm.
just to let everyone else know,
that's a
I
Facebook
prefer the titties, not the
jailhouse
wiener.
tat.
have you guys ever taken a social media break?
I haven't.
Yeah.
No,
Just willingly taking a social media.
I've thought about it many a time.
I remember for a
recently
while,
I've thought of that.
I deleted Facebook for about 5 years at one point, and man, like life was so good.
Well, you reconnect with life.
Actual people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my birthday was just last Friday, and the wife bought me a book, which I know how to read. Just to let you know,
It was a
Hardly.
book with
Yeah,
I already
dinosaurs.
fucking
Yeah, little
find this
coloring
it's
section.
story suspicious.
It's only got 15 pictures, but it's the Elon Musk biography.
Oh, nice.
And I got to
just a
thinking.
bunch of pictures of rockets.
Well, I got to
crashing,
thinking.
and
I'm
a
like,
Tesla at the end.
Like not the dog rockets, but the actual rocket
Yeah.
rockets.
Eat whatever gets you going.
No red rockets.
but I got to thinking. I'm like, when do I have time to read this book? And then I'm thinking,
How much
I sit
reading
there,
do you do in a day?
I fucking get home, I'm on my phone. I go to work, I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone all fucking day long. I can pick up a book and fucking read that.
Exactly.
And it's not just skimming through social media. Like when I go on my phone, I'm looking through news feeds, which, again, now you have news from around the fucking world, and that's what gets people riled up too.
It's
because
the
Yeah, it's
now you have
everywhere.
so much more shit
it
to argue
really opens up your how bad your ADHD actually is, because you start with searching one thing, and then you
just fall
you're
down
like
the hole.
It's so funny that you
Listening,
say ADHD because I watched that last podcast we were on.
Yeah.
And if I'm not talking, I'm fidgeting.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The wife's like, I think you have ADHD. And all of a sudden we're down the rabbit hole of TikTok with all these people saying, you know, these are the symptoms of ADHD. And she's like, you have all of them. I'm like, you know what? Fuck, maybe I have ADHD.
While you're scrolling through TikTok.
Well, speaking of ADHD, we started on COVID passports
Holy
and sports.
fuck. Yeah,
we got way down
we
there.
have
So
trailed
I think
off.
we've made the point for social media making us all a bit ADHD. But okay, so to go back to the point of
Wait,
COVID
where
passports.
was your stand on it?
Well, I told you I'm not really one way or the other. I think if you want to get the shots and you want to have the passport and
So
you know to
neutral,
prove,
neutral, yes.
No, he said he was against. He said you were for. Mike and me are kind of neutral. But okay, so you got COVID passports to go to something like a Rider game, but I went to the X this weekend. They were trying to socially distance on rides. They had a ride where you sat next to people. There was 4 seats on this ride, and so they'd only put 2 people, one on either side, staggered. And I thought, there's a lineup of people, 50 people deep,
None of
standing
it-
nose to nose with each other, and you're trying to socially distance on
none
a
of
fucking
it
ride.
makes fucking sense.
This is
None
what
of
I
it.
Did you try any
just
deep fried
seems-
Oreos there?
I did actually, and they're fucking delicious.
It's like mini donuts crossed with an Oreo.
Yeah, it was
Oh.
good.
Which is funny that they would stagger them because if the first guy pukes, it's definitely hitting the second guy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It just made no sense. It was like
None of it makes sense.
Like I
You-
said, you've got a line of 50 people standing like shoulder to shoulder, waiting to get on the ride, and now you're trying to
Fuck the
put
exhibition.
an extra foot.
Have you been to Costco lately?
Oh, dude, nobody gives
No.
a shit.
I was just in Walmart.
COVID,
There was a little
COVID,
old lady that will take you the fuck out to get her bulk Cheerios.
You know what really pisses me off about COVID?
doesn't go into Costco. It's not
Well,
allowed now.
what pit it does? It definitely does because they still aren't giving samples back out. That's some bullshit. But anyway,
They just have a soggy plate of something sitting there.
they don't have
and you're
anything.
like,
so
so they have the
here's
plates. There's
Do
a
they?
guy standing there behind a bulletproof Pope kiosk,
exactly.
and he's got a plate of whatever the fuck sample he's sampling, and it's been sitting there since 8
You
a.m.
can
Raise
look
it,
at it
and you're just
smell
like,
it.
yeah, sprays it with Lysol.
Yeah,
Gives it to you.
So, Gary, is that good? I don't know.
We're not allowed to eat it because of COVID.
Yeah.
So now, if they were to start bringing in COVID, passports for
Well, they
shit
kind of
like
already
grocery stores, that's when I would have an issue with it.
Well, yeah.
Because now you're taking away an essential service.
Well, exactly.
A Rider game's not an essential service.
Yes, I
A
can
sporting
understand.
event isn't an essential
Yeah.
service.
Then there goes a big debate
extracurricular.
on what's actually essential and what's not.
Oh, some
after that.
some idiot stick on.
Oh, there's gonna
on
be
one of
so
those
many,
posts. He said,
There-
"Well, I hope that you're not serving cheeseburgers at the Rider game anymore because that, you might go into cardiac arrest." It's like, okay, but you can't pass on cardiac arrest.
There is-
If sure you
could,
can,
we
dude.
would.
Kids.
There's literally people that have nothing better to do with their lives, that they will sit at home and they will contest anything that's ever posted on any kind of social media for shit
yes,
like that.
yeah.
I think we can all kind of agree that no matter which way you feel about it, the shitty people are the ones trying to force their opinion on other people. If you got a buddy who doesn't support that and he doesn't want to get the shot, fine. You want to go get the shot, fine. But if you are like shaking your fist at the group over social media going, you should do what I do
Yeah,
because you're
'cause-
stupid, now you've crossed the line.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do
Yeah.
and make your own fucking
and that's the
mess.
Live
thing.
your fucking lives.
Social media has made everyone's business, everyone else's business.
Yes.
And there is no, and in my opinion, I don't think there's such a thing for the majority of people as a fucking personal choice anymore.
Really, it's all swayed by
Not saying anybody
popular
here
opinion.
because I think we're all pretty not stupid.
Fuck you, I don't agree.
Fuck, I'm really stupid.
Except for Sunshine.
You know,
Yeah.
but you know, if I choose to do something, you're not going to be up my ass about, oh, you should do this because this is what I read somewhere.
Yeah. Or this is what I would do.
Yeah, you know, nobody has a backbone anymore. Everybody is, in my opinion, soft as baby shit, and they are.
Well, you're not allowed.
We
to
are
have
live-
You're not allowed to have an
We're
opinion
living in a
anymore.
world of followers. There is no more leaders around here.
No, it's just a bunch of offended people.
Yeah.
About everything.
No, that offends me.
And you know what? I've been offended. But you know what? That's life.
Yeah.
Suck up some shit and keep fucking going.
I think that's kind of the point we were making. When you're a person like that, you know, like I said, you don't even have to be neutral on a topic. When you're a person who's like, I am offended, but you know what? Get over it. You're the person who scrolls past the incendiary post that you could have, like you said, lit up with a paragraph. You're just like, why? Why am I wasting my time? I don't care about this person. I don't know this person. Let them
don't-
have their opinion.
Don't let that live
Like
in your
what
head.
a
fucking
sad
rent-free.
life when you have nothing better to do. Then it's like, this person pissed me off, so I have to let them know that they pissed me off, and I want them banned. I don't want them to have an opinion. I don't want them to be able to comment on anything.
My favorite thing is when they private message you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, to shame you?
Yeah.
Oh, I
I
have yet
got
to
one
get
from
that
a guy
yet.
when back in the old days when we were on the other fucking thing with that ass hat.
Fuju.
Fuju. But this guy, I still haven't replied to him. But every time I go check my unread messages on Messenger, I always read this and I'm like, gold. Like, you are such a fucking loser.
See,
Such
now,
a piece of
now
shit.
I have to say, there are some comments where you just can't help yourself. There's somebody who is
It's called low hanging fruit.
that's
Yeah.
just so fucking stupid, like Darwin Award stupid, that you're like, I have to take this shot. It comes once a month, maybe.
Yeah.
Let's light this. one up.
Also, the editors who approve all these different headlines that are on, like, I know we're supposed to support local, but Leader Post, you were going down.
Oh, fucking the Leader Post, CTV, and Global Regina.
Garbage.
They are the biggest clickbait fucking
Oh man,
shit disturbers.
somebody.
in the world.
Straight garbage.
One of their
headline.
headlines. One of their headlines was that who was it? The Weeknd bought the most expensive house in the United States or something
Who
like
gives
that.
a fuck?
That's exactly what I commented. I said, "Who cares?" And then there
there's
was
so
like,
many times I've commented
That's
on
the-
their shit that it's
you
like
say
slow
that,
day
and
in the
well,
newsroom.
obviously you did if you commented.
"Yeah, oh yeah, exactly."
You know the one time I will comment on somebody when they've said something really dumb, like just like you said, low hanging fruit, you can't help it. Is my favorite is when they make a spelling mistake, like there or your.
Oh,
and
man.
you just put your with the apostrophe,
And that
that's
starts-
it. That's
Or
your
the-
whole argument.
Or the
It's like,
people that will
I
go
don't need to
right-
listen to you because you can't even spell.
Yep. Or the people that will go right into your like your own Facebook account and try and scroll back to try and get some stuff on
Oh,
you
yeah,
to try and
I locked my
have
shit
a
up.
rebuttal.
That's
Oh,
why.
yeah.
That's
I had a
why
guy
I
do that
can't
just the other day.
ever run for politics.
That's one of the reasons. Why.
There's many, but that's a good. one.
I've locked my social media up. I don't need
I did too.
anybody who doesn't fucking know me. You can see my profile picture. That's all you get.
That's a
You don't need to know where I grew up, my phone number, where I work. Fuck you. I don't know you.
Yeah.
And the best part is some people actually get offended by lately I've been going through my Facebook list and people I just don't talk to
Oh, I just
or
did a
just don't
mass
care
clear
to.
out.
Yeah.
I just started deleting it and then they get, "Oh, why'd you delete me on Facebook?" It's like I
the
really
fuck
just
even
don't
notices
no
that?
offense, no offense, man, but
I
I, just
had
really don't
one
want to talk to
chick
you
on
anymore.
my Facebook. Every time I delete her, within 24 hours, she's like sending a friend request. And it got to the point where I would ignore it. And then 15 minutes later, it's there again.
You
Fucking
should
ignore it.
probably accept your wife's friend request.
Well, jeez.
I don't want to be that guy, but we have really
We've really gone. Yeah.
we have turned left
All right.
and not addressed sports. at
Okay,
all.
well, with that being said, we're gonna move into
With
the
that
second
being
win.
said.
With that being said,
Yes.
we're gonna move.
Now for Instagram.
Can I borrow 20
No.
bucks?
All right, I think and now it's time for a word from our sponsors.
Yeah, all
I need
zero
some-
of them.
I need some gas money. I'll pay you back on payday.
Perfect. Brought to you by Fuju.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's take a break here.
And a word from our sponsors yet
And
again.
now a word from our sponsors.
We're alive.
All right. right. Okay, we're live. All right, welcome back to the second part of the Rec Room. We kind of got a little off topic with going into a lot of fucking YouTube channel holes, but what we're going to do now is we're going to get back to sports. One of the biggest sporting events that just happened, the Jake Paul versus Tyron Woodley fight. How are we feeling about that?
It was a fucking snooze fest.
Oh, God, was
Oh,
it
man.
ever?
There was a couple of highlights in it. But,
Yeah, there was a few good shots, but
you know, Woodley, fourth round, had him. He wobbled him.
wobbled him. He fucking knocked him right
More
back.
surprised that people are still buying and crowding the arenas for these fights. Like, okay, yeah, cool. Jake Paul's this huge YouTube sensation.
What? He's
What
only
does he
got
call
like a
him?
few more followers than us, doesn't he?
What does he call himself? The
7 or 8. I think.
The problem child.
he
problem
calls himself
child,
the
yeah.
problem child, and doing very well. He's very successful. He's set for life. The thing is, though, is I think, like, in my opinion, I'm just so over the whole fucking like
Yeah.
like, oh, let's get this YouTuber to fight these has-beens or these guys who aren't actual boxers. And like, as like, what did the announcer say? Jake Paul is like, it is undefeated in his professional career. Like,
Undefeated.
Jake Paul
3
is
fights.
Jake Paul
Yet
would
to
get.
fight a professional.
He's an amateur at best.
He is.
Jake Paul.
He's never fought
a YouTuber,
a professional boxer.
He's
No.
fought a basketball player, and he fought the worst striker in
Like,
the UFC.
Yes.
what is considered a professional in a
Somebody who's actually a
combat
boxer.
sport?
Well,
yeah.
in a combat sport, how it works is once you go professional, it is a certain level that you go to, and basically you become a professional. If you win enough fights, you become ranked, and I believe the rankings are either the top 15 or the top 20, depending on the sport you're in.
So do you think he actually had to do all these amateur fights first
No,
before?
God, no.
So
I
then
mean,
how does he get ranked in that aspect?
He's not ranked because he hasn't fought anybody who's a legitimate fighter in the sense of boxing.
So-
now, Tyron Woodley was the first guy he fought that actually
Came from a fighting background.
Well, Ben Askren did, but
Well,
like he was the worst striker in the history of time.
Mayweather did, but Mayweather is just like the size difference is just.
Well, that was Logan
astronomical.
Paul.
That was Logan Paul.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was Logan
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
But yes.
so Jake Paul really hasn't fought a boxer. He calls himself
hasn't.
a boxer, but hasn't boxed a boxer.
That's why you can't be a professional, and that's why he, like I said, like you said, Josh. The thing that pissed me off about this, because you guys know I'm a big combat sports fan, it doesn't do anything for the sport. And I've said this before on the show, is that yes, there's a lot of fanfare, yes, there's a lot of viewers and money in it all, so you can see why people get caught up in it. But whether he wins or loses, he's not going to get closer to a title. He's not going to go move up the ranks.
They're payday fights.
That's what I'm saying.
all they
Did
are.
Did you
just
know
a big-
that I'm a professional golfer, but I only play against kids in elementary
Yeah,
school?
exactly. Me too. I just only do mini golf.
and mini golf.
Yeah, that's my racket.
So here's the thing. Jake Paul has done this and has made millions of dollars. And that's what
Yes,
he's
he has.
about. He's not in it for the boxing.
No.
He's not in it for a title. He's
So,
not in it to have the accolades.
Anybody who's listening right now, Sunshine is going to fight you in the ring.
Yeah.
And
Not
we're
anybody,
gonna-
just
it's
Jake
going to be
Paul.
pay-per-view for on Access 7.
Hey, look, if I can get up to $5 million, I don't care. I'll fight whoever the fuck you are. All right, you can get that kind of crowd behind it. Let's go.
You'll do it for $500.
Well, I mean, yeah, probably.
But in all
I
seriousness,
do it for 500 subscribers on the YouTube channel.
There we go. But in all seriousness, he isn't a boxer. You know, there was this whole conversation throughout the whole fight. Well, can we now say that he is a boxer? No, he hasn't
No.
fought a boxer.
The fact that you have to ask that question.
You know, yes, you've
Yeah,
trained
exactly,
in boxing, but you're beating up guys
So a
who
lot
have
of people
never
have
boxed.
gone to a YMCA, you know, like
Yeah.
to make you a professional.
I ran down the street once. It doesn't make me an Olympian.
I
It-
often listen to Eye of the Tiger,
yeah.
and
Have you ever seen that one guy on YouTube?
That gets you halfway there.
well, I'm
He's
half,
like
half a pro.
he claims himself to be undefeated, but he just goes and beats the crap out of guys.
And
in
then he
local
got his
gyms.
ass
And then
stomped.
oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So and that's just it. Like, okay, you beat up another YouTuber. Great. Good for you.
Yeah, you're huge.
You beat up an NBA player.
Yeah, a retired NBA
A
player.
retired NBA player. Good for you. You beat up Ben Askren.
Yeah.
The worst striker.
Worst striker.
in UFC
Except for
history.
maybe Jake Shields, but yeah.
And then in this round or in this bout, he actually had to go past the second round. He looked gassed in the third and fourth round.
Yeah.
He caught his second win. and he went the distance. After watching him go the distance and listening to the interviews afterwards, it sounded like he was done. And he has announced that he is retired from boxing now, which I find hilarious.
Who, Jake did it?
Yeah, he just did that today.
So I find this really
You know
funny.
probably why. Is he probably finally got humbled a little bit
Oh, he
because he
got
got punched in the
smoked.
face a couple
That is-
good ones.
He
and
got clipped.
Now he
And-
knows what it's like to be in a fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for somebody to actually smack you
Like,
in the mouth.
How old is he? Like 22?
24.
24?
Yeah.
So, but here's the funny thing. He was shooting off at the mouth before all this. You know, he made an Instagram video where he has this list of, he called it his hit list
Yep.
of guys. And then there
Conor
was,
McGregor.
there was, you know, Nate Robinson and Ben Askren and Tyron
Woodley.
And then he had like the Diaz brothers
Yep.
and McGregor. And it's like, okay.
Nate Diaz
so
would.
Oh,
you
Nate
stop
Diaz
it.
would
Oh, fuck.
school him.
Oh, easy.
He would destroy him.
He would absolutely beat the shit out of him.
So you talk a big game, and then you say, "Oh, I'm retired," because you got smacked in the mouth. And then he went off on some bullshit thing. But this is the best part afterwards is he grabs the mic and he's like, you know, bullying isn't a good thing. You know, I was a bully when I was growing up. You know, find something, find boxing. You know, channel that anger. Blah blah blah. It's like, dude, you were talking about Woodley's mom before this.
Exactly.
Like you're hyping it up. You're being a bully, and now you're anti-bully. Like
Yeah.
this is your.
Can you look up
your
the
PSA.
definition of hypocrite on Webster's dictionary?
Hip-
But
Hypocrite.
that does go
Jake
to,
Paul.
it does. If anything, this whole fight teaches you one thing: that if you run your mouth and you get punched in it, you'll usually stop running your fucking mouth.
Yeah, the lips stop moving.
We got two
right there.
2 ears and one mouth for a reason.
Yeah, and
Well,
he's
here's
just an
the
idiot.
thing that I'm kind of nervous about, and because I could see Jake doing this. You announced you retired, which okay, maybe he did get humbled by Tyron. Maybe he realized, oh, getting punched in the face isn't fun. But I'm also worried he's doing like a Conor McGregor. Remember when Conor McGregor
Oh, yeah.
gotten some heat with the UFC and he goes, fuck it, I'm retired, thanks for the money.
Is that when he
And-
threw through the bus window?
That
just-
was one of the times.
It kind of goes with
He's
the-
retired like 4 times, but that's what I mean. Every time he does, a bunch of fucking people start, oh, I'll kick your ass, this and that.
Yeah.
And I think he does it to gain the heat,
Yeah.
so guys start
Well,
calling him out.
it hypes it up so that
I'm
it sells
worried
paper.
Jake.
Oh, all the trash
That's what
talk
I'm worried
is-
about. Is Jake is doing that so that a bunch of guys who wouldn't fight him before, now that he's retired, are going to go, well, you know what? Fucking come out of
It's like
retirement. I'll
That's
whoop your ass.
1,000%. That's what it is.
That's what I'm
Because
worried about.
Now he's undefeated, 4-0.
Yeah.
and you know,
And people don't want to see him ride off into the sunset because it's such a bullshit thing he's doing.
exactly. So he's building the hype up, and this fight this year was the second highest pay-per-view grossing
Yes.
boxing match, only outshadowed by the Mayweather Logan Paul fight.
Yes.
So yeah, how do you leave something where you sold the second most pay-per-views and you made huge paydays? You're 4-0. You're shooting off at the mouth. It's all a ploy. He's not fucking
Oh,
retiring.
no.
That's,
Yeah.
that's
But
exactly
after
what I
the-
think he's doing.
But after the fight, so I don't know if you guys knew about this, but Jake Paul and Woodley had a bet. The loser had to get a tattoo,
oh, did they?
I think on their leg, that said, "I love Jake Paul" or "I love
Tyron Woodley.
Tyron Woodley."
Yeah.
So
So-
it goes with that quote too that Mike Tyson always said back in the day. Everybody wants to be a big fighter until they get punched in the face.
Everyone's got something to say until they get smacked in the mouth.
The quote is actually, everybody's got a plan until they get punched
That's
in the
right.
face.
Yeah.
Actually, I think everybody's got a plan. To get
Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face, man.
Yeah. There you go.
But here's the thing. So Woodley, right after they're still in the ring, he says, "Let's call it back." Meaning,
Yeah, let's
let's
run
go
it back.
again. Let's go again. And Jake Paul goes, "If you get the tattoo, I'll go again,"
Really?
which was already part of the bet.
Well, I hope he does.
He was supposed to get it anyway.
I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, fuck off.
But let's see if we can find the tattoo design here.
I'm just
But
saying
that
if
was
he's,
part of it, like-
if he's smart, what he does is he gets I
it
love
is.
Jake Paul, but he gives enough space in it that he can say I love, and then he'll just get a little arrow above that and it'll say punching.
Yeah, and that's exactly where my brain went.
I
I'm
would
like,
say that's what I would
oh,
do
yeah.
with it. I'd be
Or
like,
like,
yeah, I'll get it. And then when I
I-
whoop your ass,
I
I'm
love
gonna
Jake
get it.
Paul's mom.
Yeah.
Like I would definitely get a cover.
That's
up.
funny. Well, we're
But-
gonna have to
but
see if
that's
he
it.
actually gets that.
That's
but
it. I love.
that's a
Tyron.
funny little thing. I really hope they run it back in the sense that It'd be nice to see Tyron actually tee off on him, but I think Jake's one of those guys. He's not going to do it.
It was frustrating watching him fight and not throw as many punches as he should have.
Well,
like in the 4th round, when he rung Jake's bell and put him into the
Oh,
ropes,
should have stormed him.
he should have advanced on him.
Yes.
Jake just kept wrapping up with him though.
Well, in the later
No,
rounds,
but
yeah.
he was in a weak position at that point. If Tyron would have flurried on him, I
He
mean,
could have kept him
maybe he didn't
backpedaling.
finish him, but he would have put a lot of damage on him.
He could have
But Tyron.
could have kept him on his toes and backpedaling.
He
and
could have.
putting the pressure on.
But see that me being a guy who watched a lot of MMA, when Tyron was the champ, that's how he fought. He wasn't one of these guys that went after it and tried to knock everybody out. He was more like, if I just don't get knocked out myself, I'm probably not going to lose this fight, right? I can keep his. He was never a guy to go after it. So when he hit him, you saw how he's like you said, he was giving him the old
New
Fred Flintstone,
yeah.
you know, Muhammad Ali misdirection, you know,
Little twinkle
wind
toes.
this fist and then jab, and it was just. You just see that and you're like, man, you just missed your chance. Like
Yeah.
it was round 4, you could have fucking destroyed this kid and shut him up for the fucking rest of the time, and it would have nobody would talk about it ever again. But you let him fucking.
There was
get
a
back
bunch
up.
of showboating. Like Paul clipped him pretty good the one time.
Yeah,
he
Paul got a
licks,
good shot
licks
in.
both of his gloves, and like it's like okay, like
My question is, it's completely off topic, but why is all this big stuff in Ohio? Everything.
that's where the Paul brothers are from.
Yeah, I think that's,
well,
their
that's where
home
they're
base.
from. But like you look at
Hometown advantage.
so much other stuff like strength sports. Arnold Classic is in Columbus, Ohio every year. The biggest powerlifting in the gym in the world is in Columbus, Ohio. Everything like is crazy, like strength and fighting related.
that's
There's a
the
lot
home-
of Ohio stuff.
The home of steroids.
Could
Yeah, could be.
You've
But I
never
mean-
been to Steroid, Ohio? Weird.
But I mean, you look at the stats here, and it
The
was
COVID shots there are fucking real strong.
they'll make you punch your wife.
That's
but,
Ouch.
we got to keep everybody safe, sweetie.
but like you look at the stats here, and it was just, and it's funny because one judge actually called it for Woodley.
Well, yeah, it was a split decision. Which,
Yeah.
anytime a split decision happens in an event like that, you wonder
Phil
if somebody
Rogers.
was like, "Well, somebody's got to make Jake win because he's the star."
Yeah.
Whose
And-
name is crossed out on there? Is that Logan Paul?
I think Phil Rogers had a stroke halfway through and had to fucking cross it out.
That really makes the confidence in the judge fucking paramount when he can't even write his own name properly.
He's probably trying to thought it was his brunch card, and he wanted to write down what he was.
Trying to make an order on this. I'll have a number 10.
You look at the
Schooner card from Stats.
you look at the body shots alone. Like Paul landed 22, Woodley landed 6.
Yeah, well, Woodley,
And I'm sorry, body shots hurt like a bitch.
they do.
Like,
They're money in the bank, but
Well, I think all of us at this table have been in a couple fist fights in our day. We've all been bouncers before. And
I'm sorry, both of these guys would kick the shit out of me.
I'd fight
I'm just-
Jake Paul.
I'd fight Jake
Tyron
Paul.
Woodley, no.
I would
Jake
fight
Paul,
Jake
I'd
Paul
fight
for
Jake Paul
payday.
because I'd take him down immediately. I just shoot for a double leg and then hit him with a chair.
I'd totally
That's
take
not
on.
boxing.
I don't give a fuck. He
ni-
doesn't box either.
Neither
I'll kick his
was
ass.
neither is what he doing.
I would
Well, that
totally
sounded
take on Jake
special.
Paul.
What the fuck is
What
going
is-
on?
Something's unplugging and plugging in from the computer.
Okay, well that's this
Is that your sex doll?
Yeah, exactly. That's,
Josh,
She's ready.
fuck me.
she's
Windows
fully
10.
charged.
I'll go
Okay.
take a look
yeah,
at that.
let's handle this issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not really great for a podcast.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Let's see how many times it goes.
Just going in and out.
The old Josh fuck timer is going wild.
Is she ready?
The sex bot's developing sentientness.
She's plugging it.
She's actually AI, and now she's actually editing the podcast as we're going.
She's actually fucking the computer right now in the USB port. In and out. In and out. What was it? Was it something?
I think the battery's dying in the keyless or the wireless keyboard.
That's fucking unfortunate. I still need this.
But it's gonna work.
So yeah, so now Jake Paul's saying that he's retiring from boxing
That's because he's bitching out.
because he got smacked in the mouth a few times. But again, like Sunshine said,
They should
you know,
have a Paul versus Paul fight.
that was on top of Jake Paul's hit list. It was Logan Paul ? Which I think Jake Paul's a better boxer, but
Do you think
Logan Paul's bigger.
Do you think their mom would come in the ring and grab them both by the ear and drag them out, spank them in front of everybody?
I think their drunken father.
Because I think that's what they probably need.
Their mom's just great.
Both of those guys are both like immature, fucking like.
Jake Paul's 24. Do you remember what you were doing at 24?
No,
I was being a fucking shithead.
you know what? Actually, I was doing.
I was
going
bouncing.
out to the bar and going and getting fights every weekend.
Chicks.
I was breaking up fights.
Yeah.
That was the best part of bouncing was
Bunch of
getting.
chicks, yeah.
No. There's a lot of abuse going on. No, it
You're
was
really angry with women today.
Yeah.
It was the 3 a.m. where you got your free beer at the end of the night, and all the bouncers would rush out to the patio and watch the fights because it wasn't in the bar or on the property.
Yeah,
so
as long
we
as it
didn't
was
give
in,
a fuck.
yeah, as long as it was on the parking lot.
I think our next podcast will do a Roadhouse edition.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
I think, yeah.
gonna tell a story, but I'm gonna save it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
let's
got
save it for the next one.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
let's-
do a Roadhouse
we'll have a
edition.
good one.
Absolutely.
Because I got a lot of good ones from my days at the pub.
We could do like fucking 8 episodes on that shit. I
Oh
don't think
man, when
anyone
I
would
was
just run
bouncing
out
at the whiskey, I got a couple guys that'll come in for join us for it.
We
too.
might have to do this one in
could invite, yeah.
a couple segments. Like this might be a 3-part series.
Oh, dude, I think we got more than 3 parts. I mean, like Josh said, we could get Nathan back as a guest. He could add a bunch of stories. We could get a bunch of different guys
Oh,
we
yeah.
worked with.
Are we still rolling?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're still
yeah.
rolling, but we'll cut
Editing.
in after.
No, we're still. or this-
Yeah.
We're just
Anyway,
gonna- okay, well, whatever.
Back
We're
on
back
topic.
after the technical issues. Sorry about
but
that.
in my opinion, the Paul fights are just completely overrated bullshit, and it's not even really entertaining.
I've said this
End of
before,
story.
and I'll say it again. It's bringing a whole new generation into watching boxing. Unfortunately, it's not boxing.
Yeah,
No.
It's
a bastardized version.
That's exactly what it is.
Yes.
And it's not in its purest form. Yes, it is a form of boxing, but it's celebrity boxing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's if you want to
like-
watch somebody actually throw a punch, go back and watch Tyson in his heyday.
It's like
yeah.
the PG version of MTV's Celebrity Deathmatch.
Pretty much.
That's exactly what
Well,
it
I
is.
mean, it's not even that. It's celebrity boxing was a big thing in what, the 90s, 93, 94, but it was like washed up celebs like,
Dustin
Vanilla
Diamond.
Ice or
Yeah.
Dustin
Screech.
Diamond. What was there? Tanya Harding was on like
So
just
can't
people
box
who
with a tire
couldn't get
iron.
a job anywhere else, and now it's shifted to people who are actually popular. And it's morphed into this ridiculous. It was a joke back then, and now it's just a higher paying joke.
You know what?
so
You know what made a good pay per view? Bush versus Biden.
there you go. Fucking Trump.
Two geriatric fucks going at it.
See, but how far are we away from that with this
Not
shit?
far.
Like one day it's gonna be like.
Have you ever
let's
seen
get
the
whoever-
movie Idiocracy?
Yes.
That's
Are we
where-
not
that's where
super
we're
close to that?
Fucking headed.
This is exactly
Can
what
we
boxing
have-
would be in
remember that?
Idiocracy.
Remember how there's a guy who's the leader of the Liberal Party of Canada got punched out in the ring?
Yeah, we all remember that.
Can we get him on a fight with Jake Paul?
I'd rather get the guy that beat him up.
Apparently Matthew Perry did back in the day.
But
Yeah, I heard that.
Beat up
so-
Justin Trudeau?
Yeah,
they
back
went
in
to
high
school
school, they
together.
they were in like a school boxing
that is
thing.
fantastic.
Because apparently Trudeau was did
Pull it up,
boxing
jeez.
workouts when they were younger, and
Yeah.
so did
Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry, and just Matthew Perry beat up
Pull it up.
Trudeau.
jeez.
Right on.
What?
Yeah. Is there any video footage? of
There's
that?
an interview. I think I turned the volume down. I have to go turn it back up.
Oh, you
Well,
missed
no,
it.
that's
You
all
missed
good,
it.
but
oh,
that's a hilarious. We're gonna have to like research that and
but
see if that actually happened.
here's the
That'd
thing,
be
Jake
an
Paul-
interesting thing to watch.
Jake Paul can't retire because I want to see him get knocked the fuck out.
He can't
so
retire because he doesn't have a fucking job. It's not a profession. He's just it's one more YouTube clip for him. So he's never going to retire if the money's there and the clout is there and the fucking attention's there. He's going to do another one, guaranteed. If some guy who I don't know has a big enough YouTube channel and offers to fight him, or if Connor comes back at him or Nate, he's going to agree to do it, 100%.
You described not proud of Canada's or not an encounter he's not proud of.
An encounter he's not proud of. Oh,
So he
is
beat
that-
up Justin Trudeau when they were both children.
This is terrible.
I'm not bragging about.
Oh, I'd be
this.
bragging
This
the
is
piss out
terrible.
of it.
I was a stupid kid. You were a very intelligent kid.
Matthew Perry said
Here's
he's
the
been
problem.
recently reminded of the incident by a friend who had also participated in the attack when they were in 5th grade at the time and a few years older than
They're
Trudeau.
getting
So-
jumped into a drama club gang.
So they jump. You want to be on Friends later?
Perry noted, but I think that's the reason we beat him up. I think he was the only kid in school we could beat up.
Thanks a lot, Perry. You knocked out the 10 brain cells that he had to be a competent fucking leader. That you should have hit him one or two more times.
You should have used a chair.
See,
It's a
he
stunner.
agrees with my fight style against Jake Paul.
I'm all for it.
I just hit him with whatever's at hand.
So yeah, that
It'd be
that is
amazing if
actually a
like
thing.
Jake Paul was just like cheering himself on in the ring, and all of a sudden through the speakers you hear like a glass shatter and Stone Cold comes out and just stuns him right in the middle of the ring.
That would be a good one. If Jake, you know what would redeem this whole thing? If Jake goes on his YouTube channel and says, like one of those YouTube channels where you let your fans pick what you're going to do. He goes, all right, you guys vote on who I get to fight, and I have to fight whoever gets, and watch like Tyson just climb.
Fuck.
And he'd be like, oh shit.
Oh right, I'm retired.
Yeah.
Honestly, these guys would have a better chance of making a hell of a lot more money being in a circus act called WWE.
Well, yeah, that's
Well,
what
and
it
that's
is.
the thing,
Boxing
is
WWE style.
The Paul brothers are entertainers. That's love them or hate them. They make money because they can entertain.
And I know
They-
you
they're not-
watch. I know you watch the shit out of them because we're
Logan
both
Paul, yeah.
we're both on the same YouTube account on
Oh,
the
are we?
computer, and I can see every fucking thing you watch. It's either smoking meat or Logan Paul.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
Funny enough, his Pornhub search is very similar.
Absolutely.
Throw in some little people.
An amputee or two, and you're
It's Logan Paul beating meat.
good. Smoking meat.
Because we're both still logged into the Rec Room page on YouTube.
I've watched almost every single episode of
Well, no, you're
Impulsive.
right. But see, that's what I'm saying. I have no problem with them being YouTube stars, being entertaining, doing their thing. It's when you're trying, it's when Jake talks about, I'm a real boxer, and this is my life
not.
now, and this is my career now. You're full of shit, bud.
You're saying that you're retiring. You've already given up that. There's guys who do this for decades and just pray to make the show.
So
Yeah.
and then you give it up after 4 fights.
here's my question: do you guys think that social media celebrities, as in like YouTube celebrities and stuff like that, are becoming the new A-list celebrities for like big movies and stuff like that?
No.
I think there's some that can make the jump, but for the most part, I think the social media platforms stick to social media. You have, and here's the shitty thing: you have YouTubers, you have TikTokers, you have Instagram models, and they kind of
Influencers.
stick to their own lane. They don't venture out very far because what they're doing is working.
Yes.
If you're doing it and it's not working for you, usually they just give up. Fucking. I mean, there's a podcast that gave up a while ago and they haven't started back up. And,
Yeah.
it died.
Well, that's just because there's no motivation there.
No motivation.
But I mean, that happens every day. But but yeah, no, I agree with you. It's
same guy.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's a travesty right now. The guy's he's just an entertainer. And I mean, I've got no problem with you saying I'm going to fight a guy because it's entertaining, we can make a bit of money, but when you're like I said, it's the thing that gets to me is when he talks about this is what I do now. I'm a boxer now.
Well,
You're
that's like
full
you
of shit.
said, Chase.
That's like being a firefighter and saying I've never actually gone to a real fire, though. I've done a lot of training. Well, that's great and all, and that's wonderful. You're not a pro until you're actually doing the thing.
Oh,
you're
but I
supposed
own
to be a
this Class
professional
D
at.
fire extinguisher.
Well, yeah, you might have a gold-plated fucking fire extinguisher. Don't make you a real firefighter,
Yeah. And I don't know.
I just don't
It's
understand. Like I get why they're doing it, but I don't understand everybody else that's paying to watch.
Yes.
There
I
was
don't.
a kid.
I'm with Josh here. Like I don't fucking understand it.
There
Like,
was some celebrity saying their kid wanted to go to this. The kid's a big gamer and all this, and he goes, "It's like a real life video game," and that's where the sport is now headed.
Yeah.
You have kids that are like, "It's a real life video." There are real life things that are video games are based on.
It'll be like that movie Death Race with Jason Statham.
Yes.
Jason
And,
Statham.
then-
Jason
everyone's
Statham?
gonna vote how
He's
the
saying it
next
like Mike
punch
Tyson.
gets thrown in there.
Mike Tyson's Jason Statham.
Jason Statham.
Statham.
Stop it.
Jesus Christ. So all in all, I think the Jake Paul fight,
Yeah.
the fights before it, the undercard, were great fights. You know, there was knockouts.
Yeah, because those are
TKOs,
real boxers.
Because there was two
Legit.
two women that went at it, and fuck, they banged harder than these two idiots.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
like
Giggity.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, sounds
also,
like my kind of show.
also on
I'm
the Pornhub
talking-
search.
Like, I'm talking, the one chick was just bleeding from under her eye, and like
Yeah.
they were out to prove a point.
Yeah, they were real boxers. They're
was-
Yeah,
actual.
and how much
professionals.
money did they make off of
Oh,
that?
probably like
Way less.
15 grand a piece,
You
maybe.
think even that much?
The one,
Maybe that's what I'm saying. Like that would probably be a high paycheck for them.
Yeah.
I need to find the one chick was from Puerto Rico, and she's on track for most knockouts
Oh, really?
as a
Like-
female boxer.
Oh, wow.
Let me
I
look
gotta
this
say,
up.
those Puerto Ricans, they make a freaking pretty solid athlete, like boxers and
yeah.
like a lot of those guys, and like the US, like the MMA fighters and stuff. Like,
Oh, well, MMA, man. Brazil.
Yeah.
You want to talk about some fucking savages, man? Those
Oh.
people know how to fight. Holy shit, is
They got
Brazil
nothing
just
else
full
better
of
to.
killers?
They got nothing else better to do there.
Well, it's a very, I mean, I haven't actually been there, but I've heard it's a very kind of like competitive type of people,
Oh, I
and
guarantee.
that
Yeah.
being the most macho guy, being the toughest guy, is very highly touted.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of amazing fighters in MMA
Oh,
that
yeah.
are Brazilian, and I wouldn't fuck with a lot of people in there. What are we doing?
I'm just trying to
4
find
minutes.
Okay.
the name.
All right, but
4 minutes left.
But one
In
of the
this
things
segment.
we were talking about earlier
segment.
is like being an actual pro fighter. Like I guarantee, if you're pulling up this chick's
Boy, she is
this record,
big.
Why does she have a goatee?
generally any kind of professional fighter to get any kind of clout and start getting close to like a rank, you've got to have at least 15 pro fights. Which is just another reason why Jake isn't a real pro. He's at 4 fights.
I
That's-
hate that
that's
you can't
nothing.
even find the undercard
Well,
on fucking
maybe-
Google because everything is.
I was
Jake
going to
Paul
say
and Tyler.
search the payday list for the Jake Paul fight.
The big thing-
they might list them because they technically legally have
The
to.
best
do that
thing-
Amanda
for a pro fight.
Serrano beat
Yes.
Yamaleth Mercado.
That's the one. Yeah,
Maybe Mike should be our tech guy.
maybe.
Just Google Jake Paul undercards.
Yeah,
You can't put Woodley in.
Bill-
there you go.
Lance
Jake
Science
Paul
guy.
Woodley undercard right there.
That's what I just searched.
You search Jake Paul.
Which fucking one was it? Full card.
Full card. There you go.
Yeah, it's on DraftKings. Yeah,
Oh,
this
okay,
is it.
yeah.
This is it.
So, where the fuck is it?
Okay.
I think Jake Paul's big thing, what he needs to do, or both the Paul brothers, is get like maybe a couple more fights in to make bank off of, put it away, and just stick to their social media
Well, no,
to
I
be
agree with you.
successful because they're just like
So, Serrano laid a beating.
Amanda Serrano beat Yamaleth Mercado.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
she's a Mexican fighter. Amanda is from Puerto Rico. And that was probably one of the most entertaining fights.
Yeah.
Like, they went at it harder than most of these guys.
just sparks of a world war between Puerto Rico and
Women got a lot of rage built inside them.
Dubois with the KO. That was a good one in round 1. TKO. This Ivan guy, he got wobbled once, got up within 15 seconds, wobbled again. Like, it was so quick. Just 3 downs, and he was done.
Nice.
So,
I've heard
it was good.
I've heard rumblings about Tommy Fury, and I see he's on the undercard here. He's the brother of Tyson Fury.
Yep.
And he won that by unanimous decision?
Yep.
Okay, I thought he knocked the guy out.
Nope.
But they've been talking about Jake and him going at it. And this one might be one that Jake actually takes because Tommy is also not a professional boxer. He's a reality show star, if I'm correct. He was on some show in the UK or something like
So
that, Big
it's
Brother
like-
or something like that.
downgraded version of the Paul brothers. In this
Well,
case.
kind of like he is Tyson Fury's brother, and I mean he's a jack dude. He looks like he's in great shape, and he's done. I think that would be his 7th fight because he's been doing this, but he just doesn't have as many followers as Jake Paul, so it's not quite as big. But
I have a lot more respect for people who will get into this and realize that it's just not for them or they're not good at it, and then they go back to what they're good at. Like who's that WWE wrestler who came in?
oh fucking CM Punk,
CM Punk.
yeah, when he tried to be an MMA
He
fighter.
tried to be an MMA fighter, got tooled around, and was just like,
smoked.
you know what? I'm not good at this. I'm just gonna go back to what I'm good at.
Yeah.
But if you look at this fight card, this is what I like to see. TKO, unanimous decision. That's boring. TKO, KO. Like, half of them were action packed. They had TKOs. They had
That's-
KOs.
that's a-
That's what you want to see.
Absolutely.
That's what everybody tunes in for.
That's
Nobody wants to watch the unanimous decision, the split decision.
Well, I mean, that all depends. Like, you can have a unanimous decision, like Forrest.
Gump.
Shit, no, Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner. The first fight they had, one of the most, I would say, the most important MMA fight in UFC history, was a unanimous decision, and it was a riff.
Riff away.
All right. Well, that kind of brings the end to a second win. Bit of a long win, but we managed to get through it.
A touch of a clusterfuck. Yeah.
There you go. So now we are at third wheel, and Robert Gatesman, tried and true as
Robert.
always, gave us a question. Chase, you want to read that question out so we can kind of address Robert's insanity?
The X is here in Regina. You should talk about amusement park food and what is the best kind.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I mean, not really sports related, but I mean, I guess, speed eating is a sport, so we could talk about
Avoiding,
how much shit did you wolf
avoiding
down.
cardiac arrest is a good one.
Yeah.
Dodging knife fights.
yeah.
Bear mace.
Yeah. Bear mace
Yeah.
is a.
Did you guys see? Speaking of
The Bear
us in
Mace
the fighting, did you
Invitational?
guys watch that video? I guess think you
Those two
put it on the
idiots that
group
were-
chat.
yeah,
Those two
the-
like 12-year-olds
there-
that were fist fighting at
There
the
was
yeah.
a fight there.
That was almost as entertaining as the Paul fight.
Yeah.
There was a
Those
lot
guys were
more
going
contact.
for it more. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they were
Kieran-
swinging for the
Well,
fence.
they had
Yeah.
big dreams there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a big bag of cookies right from Grandma's
knows,
basement.
Paul-
He was trying to get rid of.
Paul might threaten to fight one of them next.
Yeah,
Fuck.
he might
Paul
get
might get stabbed.
Paul might get bear maced and raped. They don't.
But amusement park food.
Well,
You went to the X.
I did. Did nobody else go?
I went for 5440 and the Watchman.
I went for Widemouth Mason.
Oh yeah.
I went for the Hunter Brothers.
It was so
I
disappointing.
fucking hate that place.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. So do I.
There's
Man.
so many fucking people.
I went for
hate
one.
people.
I went for one reason this year, and I just wanted to go see the exhibits.
Yeah.
No exhibits.
Can't.
Yeah, no, they took away the
Josh just wanted to buy a shticky and he couldn't buy a shticky. This
All
year.
the vendors are gone.
I just wanted some mustard covered pretzels.
That's what I wanted.
right. Oh god, it made
No,
me so
no
sad.
fake Oakleys or temporary.
No
tattoos.
pit vipers.
What the fuck?
Well, okay, so Rob, you're asking about fair food question. The mustard covered pretzels were always kind of one of my go-tos ever since I realized how delicious they are. Have
Is
you
that
guys
from
ever
the
had
Nut
them?
Man?
Yes.
Yeah. Just call the guy up. He's right next to TNT Gunworks.
I know, but it was,
Of course, you know where that is.
but it was more about going to the X and getting the do you guys remember
Taking
Spud
in the
Nuts?
local color.
Spud Nuts
Yeah.
was good.
Yeah.
What happened to Spud Nuts? I used to that was my
Gluten.
treat at the end.
The same thing that
The
happened to
vegan
Jolly
agenda
Roger.
killed the Spud Nuts.
Yeah.
Just pick
But
the
it's made
gluten
from
out.
potatoes. They're a plant.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to say the turkey legs. I don't know if they have those at the
I
X.
had it this year.
Oh yeah, they were
Yeah.
there.
$20.
$20 a
Was it-
fucking turkey.
But
leg.
it was good. I had
Was it actually good?
It was really good. I will say it was a little tough to get through. Like I don't think they're using choice turkey legs in this.
Just,
but I will say they
just
were
Canada
fucking
geese
good.
legs from
You're
West
telling
Canada
me
Lake.
Pretty
Just,
tough.
The carnies rolling through town weren't using AAA.
No, it's weird. They weren't using prime meat.
but it
at
was
all.
so nice walking past their smoke pit and just
Oh, yeah.
smelling
Yeah.
everything.
The places that sell any kind of smoked meat are always good. I mean, it's not up to snuff with
That
what
camp-
you would make.
That
but it's
campfire
still
grill
good.
is always consistent with good food.
Yeah.
The mini donuts are a staple.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You have.
You know, they're not the same as they used to be, though.
They're not.
You gotta
No.
go. You gotta go to
Delicious.
Peavy Mart and get
that
Jim
guy-
Shinborn's.
Yeah, the
In
guy
the
from the
parking
food
lot,
truck
they're
there, yeah.
good.
I mean-
does he run the one that's usually at the Great Canadian or the
Wholesale?
Canadian
Yeah,
Wholesale
he's
Club?
the only one in town. Yeah,
Okay, so sometimes he's at the wholesale club, sometimes he's at PV.
usually at Peavy, but yeah.
They are not the same before. But what I will say was really good was the deep fried Oreos. Those were a
Yeah.
treat.
Super good.
I got a foot long corn dog with just a
Ooh, I was
hint
gonna ask
of just
about
a hint of
those.
pepper spray.
Oh, yeah.
Just a scooch.
good old-
Just
add
enough
some
to get it in the back of your throat.
Good
eh?
old
It
Chuck,
was
good old
just
Chuck
the right
Norris
amount
seasoning.
of caliente.
So what made you go for the foot long?
Well,
Yeah.
bigger's better.
Repressed. Yeah.
Got to have the old Chuck Norris seasoning on
If
there.
you see the size of all of us, barring sunshine, yeah, the foot long just isn't even quite
The
enough.
fuck you saying? I got a foot long corn dog? Dick.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah. So we had
More of a cocktail size, really.
we went with the
Vienna?
the bloomin' onion thing, like that big
Yeah,
deep
the
fried-
colossal onion.
Fuck
Yeah.
was that was good.
What
too.
I love the most is like when you first walk in off the Louvain entrance, and then it's just like you get a couple places there that sell food and smells, and then as you just keep getting deeper and deeper in, you just smell food.
Yeah.
And it
And
gets
everything is deep fried.
oh yeah.
They had a deep fried hamburger that intrigued me. I didn't get it though.
yeah.
I saw the booth and I'm like, fuck.
I flirted with that for a minute.
was gonna-
How
thinking
bad
about
do you
it.
want a heart attack?
Yeah.
I was gonna do that one.
I
And then
was.
I went and got a picture of myself underneath the Lost Children sign where the Lost Children booth is, eating a deep fried Oreo.
I went into the Lost Children's because it was on the Brandt Center
I
door
thought you
there.
weren't allowed within 100
No,
feet of that.
I made a bad joke and I loved it every minute because I just said, "How many can I get?" Oh my god! And they just stared at me and then I ran off, giggling.
They took a picture of you. It's hanging on.
Yeah.
Dodging
So I
pepper
might
spray.
be on some kind of watch list or something. It was a joke, people.
No fly list for sure. No, everything at the exhibition just screams AED. Like
Oh, yeah.
those place that place has to have an AED every 30 feet.
Oh yeah. But they don't. It's just a tractor battery and
It was
2 nipple clamps.
It was quite.
Clear.
Best ride I went on though.
It was,
It was intense. Got my heart
Yeah.
real going. You
the
know?
rec room challenge. You ride the zipper and try to eat a corn dog without spilling.
I didn't go on the zipper this year. I did go on that Mach 3 though.
There was the zipper, and I walked past and I thought about it, and I heard the sounds that were coming from that thing, and I was just
That's
like,
one of the
nope.
most tame rides
There's
is.
nothing
Here's-
in that grounds that I would get on.
that's
for the
thing.
sheer fact that it is put together by a junkie that lives underneath a pizza box
His
on
track,
the fairground.
in a van.
yeah, his
He
track
doesn't even
marks
have
are
a van.
The rich guys have a refrigerator
The thing-
box, you know. You're moving.
Well,
it's
the-
like moving to White City
The
at
big,
that point.
the
big-
White City of
the
the
big thing
exhibition.
is like it was like 2 days before the exhibition was supposed to start.
They were
And
looking for people
Yeah,
to work.
they put a post on Facebook saying, "Yeah, we'll pay cash and bring work boots, and we'll just pay cash for anybody who comes and wants to put rides together." It's like, yeah, I'm not trusting that.
Yeah, no.
when the Carney's track marks are just as old as the fucking bolts.
Well, you know, it was funny. The Mach 3. I don't know if you guys know what it is. It's just
Yeah, I know which one that is,
It's
yeah.
huge, right? And I went on it, but right as we were in line, this Carney comes out of nowhere with a bent bolt and smashes it on the ground, shows the guys in the Mach 3, and then walks away. And I'm like, I think he's just trying to psych people out and freak them. Because
I've seen a lot of those on YouTube videos where
I'm
the
sure
Carnies
they do that
a
as a
prank.
joke, just
Yeah.
to fucking freak
See,
people
but
out.
that's why I refuse to go. I hate rides. I fucking will
Oh, I
not go
love
on
rides.
because when I sit on a ride, I'm inspecting fucking. I was a welder. I'm looking at the welds and I'm like, we're all fucking
Yeah.
dying.
When's the last time
Like,
this thing had an NDT test on it?
I was I like rides, but not at the exhibition. Like if it's getting
would-
towed around the country,
I would go to like Universal Studios
Yeah,
or somewhere
like
like
Six
Six
Flags or
Flags
something.
and
Yeah,
go on
Disney
those
World.
rides all day because they are daily inspected.
meticulously maintained.
So you
But
guys
you
are one of
go-
those like tight asses who figure if it's moved around, you like your rides being permanent. I think that's just
the
a
more
lack
you
of adventure.
take shit apart and put it back together with the same fucking hardware.
I can't
I mean-
trust my life to Cletus with his rat tail, who has made a career out of running the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Cletus Bugwater.
But man, that guy can talk into a microphone and get the crowd
Yeah.
screaming when they're going backwards in circles.
What's the
really
one
fast.
that spins really fast?
the Gravitron.
The Gravitron.
Fuck, I love the
Let me hear you
Gravitron.
I used to love that until you see the videos where like the bearings blow on them or whatever, and all of a sudden they're fucking shit. No,
What-
All of a sudden, you're actually flying through space.
Just
Funny enough, I was on the thing.
Just a giant top spinning its way through the midway in the exhibition.
Just bear macing people.
I was on the Gravitron, and while we were going, it's like a centrifuge, right? It just spins. There was a noticeable shimmy at the very end of that ride, and all I could think was like, this thing's gonna go like careening off. It's a giant fucking thing with 30 people in it,
Just going
rolling
down-
Cruising
Just roll-
Albert Street on the Gravitron.
Just rolling down scars.
that's one of those ones you
Pumping
do not
Cotton Eye
want
Joe.
to feel a shimmy in.
right?
You don't want to feel any vibration in something that spins that fucking fast.
That's what I was thinking the whole
person in
time.
the middle is just like, "Don't worry, guys, this happens all the time."
Yeah, and he's just like,
it just the bearings need to be packed with a bit more grease.
We're not using grease anymore. We're just using deep fryer oil.
Or the fucking swings that go. You ever see those things
Yeah.
disconnect?
oh god,
Some poor asshole goes flying.
Well,
in
you
the midway.
remember?
That would be
remember
me.
what would have been about maybe 8-10 years ago when they had the slingshot, like the bungee
yeah, yeah.
slingshot.
Oh yeah, and then the
And
one
one of
side
And then they
Snap.
went in Ottawa at the exhibition in Ottawa and it fucking killed 2 people, launched them like
Like
halfway across Ottawa.
I'm sorry. The exhibition is just a lawsuit waiting to fucking happen.
Oh, yeah.
How many lawsuits do you think they've done?
Oh, how high do you think their insurance policy is?
Oh, through the
God.
fucking roof. That's why you have to pay $10 to play a fucking game.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
no doubt.
That the fucking I hate the game with the gun with the BBs where you have to shoot the star out.
The
That's
star,
been
yeah.
every fucking segues are weird.
Yeah. How'd you like that one?
Speaking of technical difficulties,
Talk about smooth transitions.
yeah.
How about that
nailed it.
wedding of chases?
Wedding and chases. Okay, so we were talking about
Congratulations.
Wedding at
Chase.
Chases.
Yeah, there you go.
Congratulations on getting
You
married
betcha.
with your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? Is that from the gumball machine?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the silicone one.
Oh.
Because I don't feel like catching my finger in a fucking motor.
Oh yeah.
That's overrated.
You're an engineer. You don't do any work with your hands. Shut the fuck
You
up.
are fucking right. The most
we
I
had
do
a-
is I call a professional.
Exactly. You call one of us.
Quick rundown of the wedding. Couldn't hear you say shit through the PA system.
Yeah.
So you just
yeah.
screamed everything at the crowd.
Yeah, Sunshine.
like your
Sunshine
vows?
came up. Sunshine came up for technical support, but he was blackout drunk and was just going.
That is
"Hey,
not true. I was completely conscious the whole time. I won't deal with this slander.
Hey. All right, Sunshine, go sit down. Okay.
So did you have to yell out your vows?
No, that part. That part.
No, everybody was pretty quiet for that one.
The best part about that is, I told her, I'm like, only say a few words at a time. I do not memorize shit quickly, and I still fucked up.
That
Like,
was- that
three words at a time. I could not fucking remember.
I didn't know if you were choking up because you just didn't want to say them, or if you were actually like.
No, I'm just stupid. Like I am.
Signaling to the rest
And
of
then,
us.
Not okay with this.
Goodbye, sweet freedom.
Where's the boat?
With those glasses on, you look like you just came from the gun range.
I feel.
He talked about. He looked like he just came from
Got
the
the-
Randy Savage tribute memorial.
This is almost my final Kyle.
One more
He really-
monster.
he really has
It's
an urge.
irreversible.
What happened?
He really has an urge to snap into a Slim Jim.
$1,000 worth of $1,000 worth of fireworks that went
Yeah,
off.
so-
Sunshine went skinny dipping with a group of people. I
Yeah.
didn't have any clue who they were.
We're going streaking.
We
Trust me, that quad had never seen that before.
we had an $800
My first time
firework.
skinny dipping.
Is
I was
that, is that
happy to do it.
stars? Who brought the helicopter?
We had an $800 firework budget, up from $200, which was nice. We actually made money off the bar, which was surprising.
Oh, yeah.
remember it, like-
I did my best to stop that from happening.
I remember
that
like
kid you had running the bar, don't ever trust him to fucking. I got like 8 drinks off him for free. I kept telling him I would pay him.
That's because they cut you off and we're just giving you pop.
No, I 100% poured booze from a bottle.
And there was
That
also
is quite all right.
I remember about midnight you just kind of came up with a giant cooler out of nowhere.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
we shut the
Oh,
bar.
there was a bunch of White
bars
Claws,
closed, you
yeah.
guys. Everything's free. Just slams the cooler down.
Yeah,
opens
we.
it up.
I looked at both my uncles. I'm like, these 2 coolers that are full of beer. We're done fucking selling booze. Like everyone's fucking pissed drunk. They don't care anymore. They're just gonna drink and drink and drink. And we need to get rid of this booze because we can't fucking take it back. So I'm like, there's 2 Rubbermaids full of beer and ice. I looked at my uncles. I'm like, take them over by the fire.
yeah.
I'm like, they're free if you can haul them over there. They're like, yep, fucking grab them. Off they went. All the rest of the Jello shooters, those were free. We kept the hard liquor, but we still have beer. We still have.
Do you still
a
have
cooler.
hard liquor? I know a guy can get rid of that for you.
Yeah,
What's your whiskey situation?
we bought $2,500 worth of booze. We took back 12, and
$12 bucks?
1,200.
The irony, the 2 guys who don't drink, eh?
It was a good time. You know what?
We
It's,
had a really good time.
It
That
went
was
it went
awesome.
exactly how I wanted it to go. It wasn't a traditional wedding party. It went exactly how I wanted it to go. It was like a camping trip. After the ceremony and the dance and all that kind of shit, everyone kind of just branched off into different party areas.
I just remember watching the first dance, and all I can hear in the distance was Sunshine going, "Everybody loves me."
Backstreet Boys came on. Sunshine lit that dance.
Oh yeah,
I'm
He-
sorry.
he lit up
I
that
lit
patch
that
of
thing
grass.
up the entire night.
We
I
have-
warned
we
you
have-
guys I was taking the dance championship
You know what?
home, and I did.
You know what? When we get all of our stuff back from our photographer, I guarantee you there is at least an hour worth of footage of Sunshine dancing. If we get enough likes, we will post all the
yeah.
dance moves.
Fuck yeah, we will.
All the dance
I'm gonna
moves.
make an instructional
speaking of-
video.
Clip that.
The old
Speaking
sunshine
of which,
sprinkler.
speaking of likes, we are on Facebook.
Spraying sunshine everywhere.
We're on Facebook. Please, please, please follow us on YouTube.
That's what
This
got
is
you
where
kicked
you
out
guys
of
are
that
watching us
playground,
from
wasn't
right now.
No, they let me back in.
Shut the fuck up. We're trying to promote ourselves.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to be back on Spotify and iTunes right away.
Yes.
Which is huge. Awesome. And we are 50 likes shy of 1,000 on Facebook. We need to get that 1,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe with 1,000, there might be a pretty hefty giveaway.
Or that 1,000, there might be a nice hot chip challenge.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we should get a Texas Mickey.
Yeah.
I mean,
Can I borrow $136?
I'll believe it.
I promise I'll pay you back.
At this point in my life, I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah. I'm actually not convinced that these Texas Mickeys exist.
I think it's a myth.
But once we reach 1,000,
Like
the mark
Bigfoot.
actually moves to 2,500.
Absolutely.
So-
yeah,
Well,
we
you
can't.
You
We
keep,
can't keep.
striving.
But
Yes.
what we will do is we will do a giveaway for 1,000 followers. We're going to start doing more giveaways. So the more you follow us and like us and watch for us,
We're thinking
the
monthly.
more likely you're going to get something.
Absolutely.
Like a needy kid in high school, we're gonna pay you to like us.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Daddy's got money.
Don't trust me to do your homework, though. Trust me, it's not a good idea.
You'll end up being a crane
Unless it's,
operator.
finger,
You know,
unless it's finger painting.
you're gonna have to pay a lot for a data plan.
I'll do math, but that's the only thing I'm good at.
I can do gym.
I was pretty good at sandbox in kindergarten. I don't want to brag.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've heard that's the hardest thing to master. Really.
Yeah, well, there's
Also-
Not a lot of people make a career off of that,
Yeah,
Mike, so
no.
you should be proud.
Also on Instagram, which I will be making more of an appearance for us on there as well.
Yes.
So
yes.
yeah, but like I said, once we get the photographers, all that shit back,
Oh, we
we'll get
should-
some sunshine pictures. For
We need to do a wedding episode, buddy.
yeah.
Absolutely. Once you get that, I
I'm
have
so
no
glad
shame.
that
Well,
there
who's-
wasn't much that came out of the bachelor party because that was fucking something else.
Who's the next one? You ever plan on getting married?
Yeah, probably. One of these days.
you?
soon.
Are you gonna
Never?
I got a dog.
I'm
on the show?
maybe.
That'll be an awkward wedding to
On
attend.
the show.
Yeah, just-
Weird.
He's my life partner, man.
Yeah.
Duker.
I just don't know if Josh is going to say yes.
I can't sleep every night just
Yeah,
wondering
I'm a ball of nerves right now.
what's it going to take.
That kid's gonna look.
You should.
fucked
You guys
up.
should
Those-
see the. You should
those
see the
blue
text.
eyes, they
you should
just
see the
paralyze
text
me.
I get.
Yeah, man. Text.
Oh.
Wow.
Sexts.
Text pictures.
Yeah, they're not even from like his actual number either.
No, it's I crop
He's
a
got
lot
a
of
burner
I
phone.
crop a lot of photos. You know,
It's just a Texas Mickey
All
wearing
of
some
it.
slinky underwear.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Mostly it's Johnny Sins pictures.
Yeah, you can't. You really can't. You can't mistake the flannel shirt that he's still wearing every
can't.
time.
He's got.
Fuck you. I've worn this like on 3 podcasts.
He got that from the El Borland auction.
He has a phone number for each one of his personalities.
I don't
Exactly.
think so, Tim.
You gotta love him for his personality. He has like
You
seven,
do
so
because
you
there's
can
nothing
choose.
else there.
Just a party all the time up there.
Yes, this is why I'm the face of the group.
Parties in your mouth and everybody's coming.
Why are you the way you are?
I mean awesomeness. That would be my first guess.
Rum?
Yeah, well, that's
I
probably a
remember
big
you
part of
asking
it.
him that same question.
That's
at
like the
wedding, too.
WD-40 of sunshine. It just keeps me running.
If there's any psychologists out there, we would love to have you
I
on.
don't
Oh
care what
my
any of you
God.
think.
That would be. Oh man.
All right, boys. So, despite the technical difficulties and
What
the bit
technical
of the,
difficulties?
the bit of the ADD rambling on the sports topic, I think this was a bit of a win.
I think so.
I think so. We've had fun, and unless anybody else has something to say,
Fuju.
all right.
Also,
Fuju.
leave.
Open bar rum cart.
There you go. See, Mike. This is
If,
why me and
uh,
Mike are friends.
Also throwing it out there, if anybody wants to collaborate with us, or maybe 1,000 followers could be a contest on who gets to be our guest on the next one.
Thought you were going to ask
Absolutely.
for $1,000.
No.
Ooh,
No. I wouldn't know what to do with that.
I would like that follower.
That's like $1 million to me.
But yes, absolutely. We're kind of open to guests right now. That's kind of where the show's going. So anybody out there who thinks that they have an opinion that would be good on a show, or just a bunch of stories that would be funny, let us know. And we're kind of always open to anybody
Except for
coming
Robert
on.
Gatesman.
No, Robert. I mean, he can apply. I'm not saying we're gonna green light that one.
He's always going to make the interview.
Yeah,
Never-
exactly. Yeah,
never the
We'll bring
show.
him in a bunch of times. but,
We'll
you
keep
know,
his resume on
We
file.
love you, buddy. Keep giving us questions,
Yeah, no,
but
you're the-
maybe
We're
you
still
know
we're still discovering ourselves, but I think
We
we're
are.
on the right
We're
track.
literally like our most faithful follower.
we're like a
Let's be
13-year-old
nice.
boy in a bathroom.
Yeah,
We're
no, he's-
discovering ourselves and finding out what works.
Oh, that's odd.
With a Sears catalog.
And with that, thanks everybody for watching this latest episode, and we
Yeah.
hope you enjoyed Getting Wrecked.
Thanks.